the National Association of Realtors introduced new realtor commission rules which reshape how real estate agents are compensated and who's responsible for paying them. Real estate expert Shad Bogany breaks down what this will mean for you if you're buying or selling your house.
A lot of things have changed recently with the National Association of Realtors, the law change in how commissions are now paid for those homeowners, those home buyers, and those first-time home buyers out there. First of all, tell us, how did we get here?
Well, we got here from a few years back, 2018, 2019. The DOJ sued the National Association of Realtors, saying that there was no transparency in fees. And they felt that the seller was paying everybody's fees. And so that's where it started. We came to an agreement with the DOJ, but I'm talking from the NAR level. We came with an agreement. And we changed things to make it more transparent as what they wanted. Then the Biden administration comes in and says, oh, we're going to tear that agreement up, which they had never, ever gone back on an agreement at the DOJ, but they did in this case. And then we had the case in Kansas City where some trial lawyers sued, a class action suit, and the realtors lost the suit in the class action suit, which also they ended up settling it. And
but they claim those attorneys claim realtors did what? Or
they claim that the sellers never knew that they were paying the buyer's commission.
Got it.
And so in Texas, and then I'm going to bring it into Texas. Texas has always had commissions or compensation as negotiable. It's in our contracts, it's in the listing contract. Every seller who signs a listing agreement, it says that the fees are negotiable. And so this has never been a problem here in the state of Texas. And so what has come out of this with the settlement is that, and this is for consumers, the buyer, when you meet with a realtor, you have to sign a buyer's representation form, which says how that buyer agent is going to get paid. He can't even show you a house now. If you call me, Isaiah, and say, Shad, I want to go look at this condo downtown, I cannot show you that property unless you sign a buyer's representation form. We have a long form and we have a short form. Once you sign that buyer's representation form and send it back, I can now go show you that property. Now with the sellers now have the option of saying, I don't want to pay the buyer's agent. So Shad, I'm going to agree with the fee with you, and I'm not going to pay for the buyer's agent. Well, where I feel that what's been missed in this, Isaiah, is that the fees have always been negotiated with the seller and the listing agent. The listing agent has determined what he's going to pay me to help market his property. So the seller has never paid me, and I think that's what's been missing. It's always come from the buyer, the listing agent. And so if you want to look at it in big numbers, it really doesn't come from the seller. It really doesn't come from the listing agent. It comes from the buyers, because if the buyer never buys a property, no one has money to do anything with. So the buyer is really the one that's paying all the fees. Now, what this has put the buyer position has put the buyer in is now the buyer has determined if they have enough money to be able to pay their agent. When you're buying a house, whether you use me or whoever you use, you should always have representation. You're buying a new home, you should always have representation. You would never go to court without representation. So you need to have that representation. Well, where I think that a lot of people are missing and the DOJ is missing is that it's going to hurt minority home buyers who are the biggest volume of buyers, because most of them, the white population has a 76% home ownership, where in the minority community it's at 45, 40, 49. So it's never been a high home ownership rate. So now those buyers who've never bought a house before now will end up going straight to listing agents and buying houses because most of them are not going to have the money, Isaiah, to be able to purchase. So it's going to hurt the minority community the most. And if you're buying $1 million house, you don't mind paying for your agent. But I will share, I will share with sellers who are watching us tonight. If you want your house sold, a buyer agent will bring you a qualified buyer. He's not going to bring you a qualified buyer if he's not going to get paid. He's just not.
And make sure you stay with us. We will finish this very important conversation after the break. We continue our conversation with real estate expert Shad Bogany on the changes to real estate commissions.
Now, when we take a look in the past and current, Shad, where we have seen individuals sell their own houses, what would be wrong with that?
It's nothing wrong with that. For sale by owners, now the buyer will go straight to the for sale by owner, and the for sale by owner in this situation will now have to handle the transaction themselves. So it's more on the buyer side, inspections, getting title work, making sure your loan go through, making sure you have the right loan, making sure all your paperwork is signed. On the seller side, he's selling the property. He may not disclose to the buyer that he has issues with his property. And then when you get ready to inspect, who's negotiating the repairs? How does the buyer know what repairs are important in the purchase of the home? So real estate is a very complicated transaction. And it's not that simple. If it was that simple, 80% of our membership are part-time. If it was a real easy job, they wouldn't be part-time.
Right.
And so you need to be able to explain, Isaiah, to the buyer and the seller on what to do. And normally for sale by owners, they never discount their property because you don't have a realtor. Neither are in a regular transaction, the seller is not discounting his house because you don't have a realtor. You need both parties to make it work. Now, the listing agent is now going to be liable if he tells the buyer anything or something goes wrong. What is the buyer going to do? The buyer is he's going to sue the listing agent and the seller because he's going to say, you should have told me about this. So I think in Texas, I don't see a lot changing. I am getting calls right now with sellers telling me, I don't want to pay the buyer's agent. I don't want to pay any money to the buyer's agent. And we're like, okay, but your house is going to sit on the market. And now the other big thing is that in the MLS, we used to pull up a property and it would tell me what the listing agent had determined he was going to pay me if I bought him a qualified buyer. Now it doesn't say that. So now I've got to pick up the phone and call the listing agent and says, are you paying any commission if I bring you a good buyer? And I've had some tell me the other day, my seller is not paying any commission to the buyer's agent.
Wow. And so you guys have to adjust to that. What do you think that will do to many of the real estate agents out there? Put them out of business? What?
I think they're going to have to show more relevancy to the seller and to the buyer.
And how do you do that? How do you do that?
But by explaining what I'm going to do to help get you through this transaction. I'm going to help you with your loan. I'm going to help you with your insurance. I'm going to help you with repairs. I'm going to negotiate prices. This is what the buyer's agent has got to do a lot more explaining because you got to make yourself relevant. Right. And if you don't make yourself relevant, the thing that's really sad is that we do such a good job. We make it seem so easy, but we have roadblocks behind the scenes. You just don't ever see them because my job as your buyer's agent is to clear those roadblocks for you. So
make it a smooth transition.
Yeah. So I think we've made it too easy. And the sad thing of all, when they've surveyed buyers and sellers, 80% to 90% said they were happy with their transaction and they would use their agent again. So this was something that was just pulled out of the air by some trial attorneys. It was a money grab because even in the settlement, Isaiah, they got 400 and some $million, and it was a class action suit. And most of the people in the class action suit maybe got $15 a transaction. So it was just, to me, it was a money grab. And here in the state of Texas, you've always been able to negotiate your fee.
And of course, we want to thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.